All right, you already came so far, but now this is where the real fun part starts. We'll start writing the code. Open up VS Code again if you closed it. Go to your File Explorer and under PowerQuery SDK, just click on Create an Extension Project and type in the name of the connector which you'll use. And in my example, this will be 0 connector. I'll just type in Enter. After you select the folder, you'll see PowerQuery SDK creating a lot of files. Let me just give you a quick orientation what each of these does. So you'll mainly be working with 0connector.pq and 0connector.query.pq. PQ actually stands for Power Query. So inside Power BI, Power Query is king. So you'll actually be writing Power Query code to write your custom connector as well. And this will be the actual code. And to test this code during development, you use this 0connector.query.pq. If I open this file, you'll see a code that seems quite familiar to what you're used to in Power BI. So this is just a basic query. It has this let and it has in, which returns the result, and it calls this new function. So this is how we'll go about it. We'll create this custom module called 0connector, and this module will contain a method called contents. And inside this contents, we'll pass our 0 API endpoint, and this one returns invoices. Okay, let me try to make this as simple as possible. So every custom connectors file starts with this section kind of statement. So it says section.0connector. So this is like a namespace. If you ever done C# programming, then the namespace of this file will be 0connector. Everything within this file will be under this namespace. And it also has the version of the connector, but don't worry about it just yet. Then one of the most important blocks is this object here, this record here, which contains information about authentication, and we'll add more information later. Now we have one of the most important parts, which is our 0connector.contents method. And this is the method that we will use to get the actual data from 0. And there's a whole bunch of things going on here. This is the name of the function. You already saw that in the query file. It's a function which receives one parameter, and this parameter is marked as optional. And then what it does, it actually doesn't matter because we'll just override it, but this is just a simple Power Query function. Okay, that's fine. Now this function is shared. When you mark a function as shared, it can be accessed outside this module. You have public and private methods. This is obviously a public method. Each public method or each module needs to have authentication kind associated with it. So Power BI needs to know how to authenticate this connector, how to authenticate this method, all the requests within it. And you can specify this by specifying the data source kind. We need to link this record with this method. And when you try to call this method within your advanced editor, Power Query will say, okay, I have this method here and it's of kind 0connector. So let me try to find a record which tells me how to authenticate all these calls. So, okay, this record is here. Okay, that's brilliant. I'll just use whatever is inside here and this will be fine. Now, let's forget about this publish for just a second and let me tell you about one very, very, very important fact. Each shared method within a single data source kind needs to have the same set of required parameters. Well, so this is very, very complicated, but let me break it down. So we have, at the moment, we have one method and we haven't really implemented it, but it's very important to understand that before going any further. So I only plan to implement one method here, but if you plan to create multiple methods, let's say you want to have another method which will just return a list of 0 tenants. So we have our 0connector and we can also create 0connector.tenants. If I create another, so obviously with this 0connector.contents, I will need one parameter, which let me just remove this optional. So I will have one parameter, which will be the URL, and the second parameter will be tenant ID as text. So we have two parameters here. And if you don't mark a parameter as optional, it'll be required. And if I try to build this file, let me just do that in fact. Let me try what happens. So if I go here to my Explorer, click on PowerQuery SDK and click on Evaluate Current File. The first issue that we receive is this name wasn't recognized. Make sure it's spelled correctly. Let me just try to silence this by replacing the message with URL, and this should work. Let's try to evaluate this one more time. This is where the fun starts, or this is where the pain starts actually. The name ZeroConnector.Contents wasn't recognized. It's there. I mean, the method is there. How come don't you recognize this method? This is really important. We have two shared methods here, but if we check their parameters, we see that this one has two parameters and they are not marked as optional, which means they're required. But this method only has one parameter and this one is optional. So this one has two required parameters and this one has 0 required parameters. And why I'm being so petty with it? Because Power BI is so petty with it as well. So it's not my fault, it's Power Query's fault, and it doesn't tell you what's wrong. So what's wrong here is the number of parameters doesn't match, and it's the number of required parameters. So if I go and just copy and paste that down here, and let me try to click on Evaluate Current File. Yeah, okay, the export contents was exported multiple times. So to resolve this issue, what I usually do is just delete the bin folder, and this will delete my binary, and then just click on Evaluate Current File again. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now you can see that Power Query doesn't complain anymore about this. So we got somewhere. As you can see, it's so important that these methods have the same types and same required parameters. So if you don't care so much about these required parameters, I suggest that you just make them all optional, and this will resolve all your issues. So yeah, we'll see how this works, but I just wanted to emphasize this because this is so important, and I was overseeing that and my code didn't work just because of these parameters. So yeah, there we have it. Number of parameters really matters a lot here, and their types as well. Yeah, just to prove that this works, let me try to go to Zero Connector, and as you can see, it only receives one parameter. It's only receiving one parameter, but let me just add another one, which will be test123, just to silence the error, and let me try to evaluate current file again. There's actually a reason why Power BI is so petty about this number of parameters. I said earlier that Power Query needs to determine how to authenticate to each of the methods that you use. So how do I know which access token do I use for this method? And how do I know which access token do I need to use for this method? Well, it turns out that Power Query does this credential matching by checking the required parameters. So I believe this would make a whole lot of sense if if we were building, let's say, SharePoint connector from scratch. This first parameter would always be the name, the site URL. So for each of the sites, you might want to have a different set of credentials. You might want to connect with one set of credentials to one SharePoint site, and you might want to connect to a different set of credentials to a different SharePoint site. So Power Query determines that by checking the values of the required parameters. Congrats on coming so far. If you came so far and you're still interested, then you might be interested in the next video that's upcoming, which is actually understanding the code that I mentioned in the first video about integrating Zero with Power BI. So in the next video, I'll be going over the exact code that's used to integrate Zero with Power BI. I'll explain everything, and I'll use the concepts that you learned over in this video and in the previous video about OAuth. So if you didn't watch the first one, then yeah, do make sure to do so. And yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.